I thought it was great. I was kicking my fat little feet. I was doing a little jig after every hype fucking moment. Listen, I will die on the hill that this is a great show. I will die on the hill that the Netflix was a great show. Every season was great. I will die on the hill that Born Again Season 1 was great. And I think this is only going to build upon it and make it sexier and better. And did I mention sexier? It's peak. I love it. It makes me so happy. I don't know. To me, it's just, I'm so fucking excited. And I know you could say, well, you're overreacting because it's one episode and you're a fat chud. And I understand that. I don't know. I think it's great. I'm excited. I think that it's going in a great direction. I love the new suit. Spoiler warning! Spoiler warning! Warning! Spoilers. I think it was great. I think top to bottom, it was absolutely electric. I forgot about the minute details that I loved from the first season, i.e. just the aesthetic of it. Visually, I think it's so good and so appealing. I feel like it doesn't get enough credit in that regard. I feel like a lot of things like Superman and the new Spider-Man trailer and all these sort of things are regarded as being comic booky and looking comic booky. I feel like this show is comic booky. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that people were complaining about is that comic book feel. I have a friend who said they don't really like how the show looks, and that's fine. But for me personally, I think it's that comic book aesthetic, especially for being a Daredevil comic. I think it looks great. I think it looks awesome. There are things that look fake and like Hollywood, but I also think it pours into the idea of it being comic booky. And just little visual stuff like the way they use aspect ratio when he's like listening for something, or when he's broadly listening for stuff, and then when he hones in, the aspect ratio shrinks, and then it's back to the normal cinematic view, and then it expands when he's like trying to hear everything. I think it's fucking beautiful. The power zoom, that was yeah, and now it's back. 100% agree. I want to see more of it because they used it a couple times in season 1, but they really didn't harp on it. I want them to abuse it. Just use the fuck out of it. I think it'd be great. 100,000%. I forget her name, but the therapist character, 100,000% gonna become the new Muse and just be this full evil psychopath, which I'm so fucking excited to see how that translates throughout the show, with her being on this side of no vigilantes. I didn't like him before. Now I'm with Fisk and I'm doing this evil stuff, and switching that into, okay, she's crazy now and she's gonna go full on bad guy villain vigilante. I think that's super dope. I will admit I did not think that was gonna happen, but I'm excited that it is gonna happen. I think that's absolutely sick. The suit, again, just back to the visuals. The suit looks great. I like that you just jump into it. I was kind of teasing and joking around that there was going to be like a spray paint the suit montage where he spray paints it black, which is why there's I like, and they might talk about it, but I like, because they also tease the different suits. He's obviously worn the yellow suit in the MCU. I like that they're just skipping over it and not having to do like this, well, I have to wear a suit that no one can see because it's the shadows and I'm a wanted man. Well, I have to wear the yellow suit because it's comic accurate. No, I like that they're just like jumping in and being like, you want to see this? Here it is. Here's the red suit. Here's the DD. Here's the classic yellow suit. I like that. I like that they're just skipping over it. They're not... It creates a sense of like, it's still goofy comic bookiness. We understand that. But it creates a sense of like, it's okay to be goofy and also kind of gloss over it and be a little more real and gritty. I think it's dope. I also think the story so far, I mean, we're just picking up where we left off, but like in more drastic, dire consequence. We're seeing how much sway Kingpin has, what he's willing to do. I like the dark tone, and I'm excited to see. I also was thinking about it a little bit more last night, and like something that's really stuck with me now that the season has started and we're seeing where we're at is the part in the Spider-Man trailer where he gets the key to the city from the lady who is, I don't know what her title is, but she's kind of a right-hand man to Kingpin. She was the one who like told the police chief last season, who's like, you gotta give in, that lady. I was thinking about that more, and I was like, why? Okay, Kingpin is so anti-vigilante. He has the task force, which I do want to talk about in a sec. And Spider-Man's getting a key to the city from that lady. So somehow, some way, Kingpin is not going to be mayor, or it's going to be a kind of flip on its head type thing where, okay, now we're working with vigilantes, because Kingpin has a history of just kind of doing what he needs to do to maintain that figure and that power. And so I can see it either completely flopping and like he's gonna get beat and they win and the woohoo, or it's one of those things of like Kingpin has to give in and he has to, like, at least for the public persona and the public viewing of it, has to kind of give in and be one with the heroes and the vigilantes and be like, no, they're okay now, we're okay with them, all that sort of stuff. What I was going to say about the task force, though, the task force to me is very, very interesting, because at least here in America, that shit's real. They're called ICE. They just go around and they kill people and beat the shit out of people and wear masks. So that was like kind of, I pointed out because it's, and I guess they were shooting last year when it wasn't as prominent, but it's very prominent to real life. And again, they might have shot it before, but I'm glad Disney isn't shying away, or at least the MCU isn't shying away from a very real thing. And I'm glad they're pointing him out and calling it the F word. I don't know if I could say it. And, you know, not shying away from it and pointing out that these are the bad guys. This is not a thing that you can do. Anyways, outside of that, though, I think the show is absolutely peak. I think it's great. I'm so excited to see where the story goes. I'm loving the cast so far, and we haven't even gotten to Jessica Jones and potentially Iron Fist and Luke Cage and all those sort of people. And even just the ending. The ending, I think, was one of the greatest things. It was awesome. I love the parallel to Foggy dying, like literally showing us, hey, Matt is scared of this feeling. This is exactly what he was worried about. He can't let this happen again. He is so worried. And having Cherry have a heart attack while Matt loses, and that being Matt's weakness and him basically giving in to that weakness and focusing on his heartbeat and worrying and thinking about Foggy, and that being his downfall and him getting knocked to the ground and his mask pulled off. And then I thought that was it. I kind of was just, I mean, obviously that's how it was portrayed, but I was like, wow, so these guys know his identity. And then Bullseye of all people coming in and saving him, so to speak, I thought was insane. I thought that was an insane thing to happen with the knife coming in and saying you're welcome. I'm really, really intrigued to see where that relationship goes and what happens with that. Because I think it could be akin to Punisher and Matt, where Matt is a Boy Scout for the most part. He'd be breaking legs and shit, which the violence, I'm not saying, oh, I love violence, but like the violence to a certain degree, I love it. I love the primal, like, screaming and just like, you can tell he's pissed off. He's fighting pissed off. You know what I mean? He's not just fighting. He's fighting pissed off. And I really like that. But I feel like it, because Daredevil's mostly a Boy Scout. You know what I mean? He just wants to do the right thing all the time. And you see that dynamic in the Netflix season 2 with Punisher and stuff. And so I'm interested to see how that works with Bullseye helping him, if they ever meet up and discuss, or if it's literally just, if he pursues that as like a why did he help me, or if it's just like a one and done, screw you, I don't need your help, that sort of thing. I'm really, really interested to see where that goes, especially because I feel like in the recap it shows it when he jumps in front of the bullet for Kingpin. They cut to Bullseye and he has this confused look on his face, but also almost like a damn it look on his face. So I'm really, really interested to see if it's one of those things where they give the villain a sort of twisted moral compass, or if there's more to it, or that sort of thing. Because Bullseye's demented. The dude is a psychopath. So there's no way they make him... There's no way they give him that emotion to where you as an audience member feel drawn to him. I hope not, at least. So I'm really interested to see where that goes, because I don't think, I don't know if I want, but I don't think that it's going to be a thing of he says you're welcome and then they end up talking somehow and he's like, well, I shot you and I didn't mean to shoot you, so I had to, you know, I owed you one. I hope it's not one of those things, because he is a demented psychopath and that's what he should be. You know what I mean? So overall, I loved it. I was literally kicking my feet. I was sitting at our bar eating, and I would literally stand up. Our TV was like diagonal, and I would literally stand up and be like, "Let's fucking go!" Like I was soups during a reaction. It was. I'm biased. I'm wholeheartedly biased, but like literally every 10 minutes, I was like, I fucking love this show, man. So I'm hyped. I think it was a great way to start the season. I think it portrayed the stakes very well. It portrayed the situation that everybody's in. It introduced the same characters, but in a new light, so to speak. So yeah, I thought it was great. I cannot wait for the rest of the season. I'm excited.